Okay, so I'm back. I wanted to delete that live I just did because I was actually in a store and it was playing music. So Defiant. I wanted to show you that there was this huge, it looked like a horsefly, huge horsefly that was in the store that I was just in the garden center, still alive in the middle of winter. And the word defiant came to me uh, while I was looking at this horsefly. And so that's what made me start the live. And I just was going to talk to you. And I was going to talk to you all because this is going to be like a prelude into tonight's live stream that I'm going to come back to you all and have and show you regarding this child pornography, child pedophilia. That is not on the rise. It is over the top. It has bubbled over whatever container that had it hidden away. It has bust the seams of the container. Has bust the seams of the container that held it back, right? So Kim Kardashian's assistant just recently quit this week. Her assistant, put you up here, put you up here really quick. Her assistant, Kim's assistant was her. I'm in a bad. Hold on, y'all. Her assistant worked for Kim for I think it was 7 years or more, but I think the report said 7 years. Her assistant worked with Kim. Her assistant just quit, y'all. Now, I know that she has seen some things working with that family, right? I know she has seen some wickedness go down working. Now, I just am not in the right spot today. I don't know if the camera, I can hardly see the doggone camera view. Or is it just, okay? Get it together, camera, get it together. I know she has seen some wicked stuff go down within that family, right? So, but all of a sudden, after 7 years, after 7 years of working for Kim Kardashian, she decides to quit being her assistant. And this is the reason why she decided to quit being Kim's assistant. Because she said Kim, is supporting this brand. It's a lot of these upper echelon brand labels that you may buy, Gucci and Prada and what other labels. I'm not necessarily saying they're involved in what is transpiring, but the label that Kim Kardashian is now holding, I guess she's promoting a new line of whatever they're pushing on the people. Well, the assistant started doing some digging around, started doing some research, and found out that this particular clothing brand, Balenciaga, I believe, I think it's Balenciaga, allegedly, let me get together, allegedly, I can't, the sun is bright and it's making this green, allegedly, Balenciaga is associated with child trafficking, okay, and pedophilia. And so when Kim's assistant was, researching and she found out that there's some kind of ties with a lot of these major brands being associated with pedophilia, right? And so she quit. Let me tell y'all something. You might be able to fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. Let me repeat that. And this is in regards to Kim's assistant quitting after 7 years of working with Kim. Not only being Kim's personal assistant, but she done seen stuff in that household, traveled with Kim, and all of a sudden now you done came upon the realization that some of the brands that Kim Kardashian is promoting has ties to pedophilia and child, porn and trafficking and all of these different things, allegedly, right? You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. That assistant quit because she obviously knows some more stuff is getting ready to come down the pipe. How do they say that crap rolls downhill, from the higher ups, and it rolls down and it spreads on everyone. So Kim might be up there associated with child pornography, child trafficking. I mean, she child bondage because the public was outraged that she had her I think that's her name, Northwest, all up in doggone bondage gear, walking to some premiere or something, a child. So that's just oh my goodness, echoing out without saying words. Let me tell you something. These people that are associated in these upper echelons groups, they echo out without words. They send messages, symbols, coded talk. Okay. She walked to that dog premiere with Northwest in his bondage gear over her head. Now Kim Kardashian has wore that type of bondage. Even what's her ex-husband? Kanye has even wore the mask that fits all the face. Like there ain't no holes to breathe. Their whole face is covered. That's bondage. That's part of that bondage culture. Okay, so this assistant has quit after 7 years. No, she know more than what she just said. She did an interview saying that, I did, after doing so much research and finding out that a lot of these companies are associated with child trafficking and child pornography and so on and so forth, I just quit immediately. No, I think she just don't want that crap that's uphill that's getting ready to roll downhill to spread on her, to hit her, and get her involved in whatever's getting ready to unfold, you see. We do know that if you don't know that we are in the last days, I don't know where you've been. But I do recall listening to Pastor Darby before he had passed away. Oh, my goodness. It's been about maybe 6 or 7 years now. And he was he said prophetic words way before his time and brought all of this stuff to light way before it came out now about child trafficking. I mean, we knew of it, but not as in the depths of it now. And how everything before Babylon truly falls has to come to a boiling point and, truly pop the lid off of Babylon. Total corruption, right? And so Pastor Darby had brought that out in one of his sermons that he gave. He talked about how they corrupted the civil rights movement. The civil rights movement was a movement that was started for the rights of African Americans, blacks, and we know them now as Israel, to have the right to civil human liberties, okay? And how that walk, those fights, and all of those tears and sleepless nights was hijacked by the alphabet crew, and I'm not talking about the alphabet crew that harasses you. I'm talking about the other alphabet crew that has taken the common sense away from the peoples of the world to know whether you're a male or a girl, a female, whether you know that the confusion of genders. That alphabet crew stole the civil rights movement, all of the efforts into that, and they attached themselves to the civil rights movement. And so then therefore that the new alphabet crew took that civil rights movement and said, what about us? What about our rights to want to be? I was born a girl, but now I want to be a boy. What about us? Now I'm a boy. I was born a boy. Now I want to be a girl. That's my civil rights. So they attached themselves to that to the civil rights and pushed all the efforts of what the movement was originally deemed for, to the back door, and went full force with that. And Pastor Darby had mentioned, he had said that after they have established themselves fairly well, the alphabet crew, after the alphabet crew has fully established themselves, right, that next will be this pedophilia. Holla back if you know. Next will be the pedophilia, that the right to love, have a child lover. The AMNA, I think it's called AMNA, or boy lover, young boy lover, or something along those lines, right? Next will be that. Next will be that push. That is the next agenda to snatch up from the ABC crew. You see how it goes? The ABC crew took it from the civil rights, took it from out of the black people's hands, the African Americans, otherwise known as Israel, took it out of their hands. The marching, the blood, the walking, the sleepless nights, wasn't there to stand with that group, because you best believe it was some alphabet crew back when black folks was marching and getting water hoses turned on them, and getting having people actually sick their dogs and all of that on them. You know what I'm saying? So hello Summer, how you doing? Summer fun. So now it came from the civil rights being a march for the civil liberties of African Americans to now the ABC crew got it. The ABC crew that keeps adding to the alphabets that they take from the, alphabets, the LBG, that crew. They have pretty much met their reach, because if you say something negative about them, baby, they coming for okay? So they have put the fear in America, the LBG, the alphabet crew. But they stole and attached themselves to the civil rights movement, and they said, what about me? I'm LBG. That's my civil rights, right? Well, Pastor Darby, before everybody tried it, now they're gonna be claiming that they said it first. I guarantee I'll go back and pull up records. Pastor Darby, hello Junior, what's good? Pastor Darby said this pot has to boil over. And we know that from literatures, right, in the Bible. Now it's the pedophilia, child trafficking. You see, they're tired of hiding, y'all. They're tired of hiding. You see, the LBG, back in the day, it was called gay, and then then it became all inclusive. They snatched those rights up, and then the sickness, it gets real. Because see, and I'm gonna come back tonight because I want you guys to meet a young lady that I came across online called Amy. I think her name is Allie Army. Her story is terrifying when it comes to child trafficking. Okay, terrifying. Let me see what's popping down here. What you say? Catching up on some Nikki talks. How are you? I am doing good. You've been having me laughing all morning. All facts. I love your videos. I appreciate that, Summer Fun. I appreciate that. So, I want y'all to meet Allie. What's her name? Allie Army. Okay. She is a survivor of sex trafficking and the horrific details that she provides. The horrific. Oh, I look busted. Let me put my shades on. The horrific details that she provides regarding her journey into being defiant and staying alive within herself, because everything she witnessed and went through, half adults could never go through, right? Could never escape from mentally, I'm sure. And I dropped a short last night about MK Ultra, right? Because they're still doing that, and I'm going to show you a couple of clips of her still fighting this MK Ultra, right? And with her eyes, they do this just like flicker up and down, up and down, up and down. It's saddening, guys. But the stories, and I'm gonna give you one, and it's graphic. So if you got children listening, get them away, take them in the other room. Now, first of all, her abuse and her trauma started from her own family members, okay? Which, people, I don't even know why in 2020 people acting like they can't shout it from the mountaintops, shout it from the hilltops, but it's traumatizing. I get it. But it started with her family. But anyway, I'm going to just tell one of the stories, because this young lady has gone through hell and back and still dealing with the residues of the smoke and the soot of child trafficking. Okay, they shipped these children. I mean, she says everything is connected when it comes to this child trafficking. She said, y'all have no idea. You don't understand the levels and the depths of this child trafficking, how sick and depraved it is. She tells several stories, and I'm going to get into it tonight. I'm going to do it tonight because that's more of, if you got children or whatever, you can put them away and they can be out of the way. So that you can get this information to know how the devil is sick. Sick, y'all. So Allie Army is her name. She tells a story of being they just like you see those busts sometimes when they try to get illegals and they find them in crates and containers trying to ship them across borders and things like that. Okay, so Allie Army said that they were smuggling the children from one point to another point, right? And that in the process of them smuggling these children from one point of being abused, because they move them around. Oh my goodness, they move them around underground. It's extensive the way they have this system set up. And they move them around underground. And so they were in the process of making this move. She said she recalled that there was a 6-year-old little girl that in the process, because the movers, everybody who's shipping these children around are child predators, okay? In the process of them moving these children around, they take them and do whatever they want to these children. In the process of this, there was a 6-year-old little girl, 30. You can't even count 30 on both hands. You can count 10 with both of your hands. 30 men, grown ass men, raped a 6-year-old little girl. In the process, it was like a layover that they had while they were smuggling these children to different points of their torture, their torment. 30, 30 grown men raped this child to the point the child died. Allie said they threw the body into the ditch as if it was nothing. The stories that Allie told are heartbreaking, to say the least. They're heart-wrenching. Man, the stories alone, just hearing it, may traumatize you. So I do recall Pastor Darby saying they took the civil rights movement from black folks and the LBG, all them, cling to that and push their agenda. Their agenda is almost complete, right? So I brought to you all about the fact that Kim Kardashian, her assistant, after 7 years, you can fool some of the people some of the time. You can't fool all the people all the time. After 7 years, quit. Because she has seen some stuff. She said she quit because she researched some of these top brand name companies are into this this pedophilia. You see, they want to come from the dark into the light of day and be like their cousins, the LBG, have the rights to flaunt their perversion in the streets. You see, that is what they want to do, and that is what's happening. You slowly see it. They put it on you so mildly that you don't pick it up until it's too late, because you're not really paying attention to the subtle symbols, to the subtle dressing, the clothing, the hooded mask on the face. And they want to say, this is for Fashion Week. I put my daughter in a full bondage mask, a nylon bondage mask. You know, that's what Kim Kardashian did with, what's her name, Northwest. Because it's Fashion Week or wherever they were going, to whatever premiere. No, that was signaling to the people of the world, to her clique, that this child bondage is about to make some headway. We about to this pedophilia is about to be mainstream. That's what that's symbolized. And you got people that will sit back, act like they don't see the truth right in front of their eyes, or they act like that it's not going to affect them. It's not going to affect them. Defiant, I put in parentheses. We must stand defiant in our beliefs and everything that we do, because the corruption is real and the demons are strong that have holds on these people. Everybody always focusing on rappers selling their souls. All of these people that are striving for something and other than God can sell their soul. Anyone. So that's why I'm going to introduce you to Allie Army tonight. Anyone. It's It's not about the rappers who selling their soul for fame. These people, you don't understand the depths of selling their soul, and just it's not just about writing their blood for a signature, sacrificing their mother and father. These people are sacrificing and eating children because the devil has got a stronghold on these people. You see, going back to Pastor Darby, and I'm going to bring this to Babylon. I'm bringing this up into Sodom and Gomorrah so you can really get a feel for this. Pastor Darby said, pedophilia. He said this many years ago. Many years ago. Pedophilia will be the next law passed, because that's why they eased what's his name into office, Barack Obama, allegedly. Get called up. Yeah, just listen to the story. Take the message. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. Allegedly. I got hoodwinked before I was awake. I got hoodwinked into the rah-rah of it all. It's a black man. Yay! We got a black man in office. Yay! It's our time. But after President Obama was president we did 2 terms. And that is when all of your rights for the LBG were passed, right? That's when all of your rights, they got all of their rights passed from a bill to a law. That's when they got their rights to marry, their rights to do legally. All that was passed through the black man that they used. They put the face of us. They always put the face of us to get the nations and us to agree. But they have a different agenda always, right? And when he said that, I kind of felt bad of myself not knowing. And I think that was the last time I voted in a political race after hearing his sermon, because I'm thinking that, I fell for the icing of it all. When these people run for office, they just give you the icing on the cake, but you don't really delve deep into the layers of what they're offering you up. So Pastor Darby had said they're going to pass a law for pedophilia to where you're going to see people marrying their daughters, their 3-year-old cousins, and walking like you see LBG, kissing in the mouth, all of that in public, like it's nothing. Those were his prophetic words that he had said many years ago. When he was saying that, I was like, because I couldn't imagine the LBG crew coming out from the darkness, coming out of the closet, because you started to see that a little bit. But now it's like it's nothing, right? You've been desensitized from it. You haven't been defiant. You've been desensitized from it. So you see it everywhere. It's like it's nothing to you now. This is getting ready to happen with pedophilia. Laws are getting ready to be passed because they want to they're tired of hiding underground, trafficking these children underground. They want to be seen. They want to flaunt their evilness. But that was not the only thing he mentioned in his sermon. He said once pedophilia is all over the land, it'll be like nothing. It'll be like LBG, like you see now. All everywhere. Everywhere. Cover girl. It's not even a girl anymore sometimes. It's a boy. Cover girl. Everything, it has to be utter confusion. Utter darkness must take effect. So LBG has got their place, their standing. Next in line is pedophilia. No more hiding in the dark, will it be? And you haven't been defiant enough. And trust me, you still won't be defiant enough. You'll sit back and watch people fight. You'll sit back and you'll watch people mention the evil that is within, that is breaking loose onto this world. Out of the darkness, here it comes. But Pastor Darby also mentioned bestiality. Bestiality is on its way in. After they have established pedophilia, after they've have established, after you see on the new, who knows, it'll be a new level of TikTok. It'll be, YouTube is headed out the door quiet as it's kept. So YouTube won't even have it scanning. It'll be a new social media blow up, right? Blow up. Because that was, YouTube was a blow up to the glow up. Everybody was making money. And YouTube is on its way out the building due to TikTok. TikTok is taking over. YouTube might got 5 years left to make money on these social media streets of YouTube. It's going to be a new glow up. But that new glow up of social media, they're going to be flossing and flaunting their pedophilia ways out in the open. In cyberland and in reality as we know it as the Matrix, the third dimension. Once all of that has been established, the next thing you will see is the people, the deviance that is within certain people that will say, what about me? I love my dog Rover. What about me? My cow Betsy is in the field. And I want everybody to know I proclaim my love for my cow Betsy. Bestiality will be next on the forefront. You might think it's a game. You might think it's a joke. You might think, oh, Nicole's sitting there. She's sick to even think like that. Good morning, Sergio. She's sick to think like that. Bestiality, loving your pet, loving your animal. Well, laws are already passed in Germany. Certain parts of Europe, they're already able to marry their animal. So no, it's not far-fetched. It's not me thinking of sick perversion that is to come. It is here. It is in the crevices and hidden corners. And in some places, it's illegal. It's legal. It's legalized. It just has not spread worldwide yet, you see. The darkness must take full effect. But that is why you hear people tell you to fight the demons that you have before you go out here. You're fighting everybody outside of yourself. You're being defiant to everybody outside of yourself, but you're not fighting the demons within you. You see, the stories that Allie Army tells are the same stories that you hear if you're paying attention. If you're paying attention about these sexual demons, and pornography and how that is a gateway. You always, maybe, I guess society is numb. Numb. They're numb from that word gateway. That word ain't got no pizzazz. It ain't got no flair. So they're numb to hear that that's a gateway, an entry point. So when you tell people pornography is a gateway, pornography, just like technology has advanced, and with technology, man, I still had my old camera that they done hacked 100 times. I just refuse to keep up with technology because it's rapid, right? It's always something new. And if you into that, if you into that mind frame, you got to be in the in crowd. You got to be with the hippest kids, the largest groups. So you got to keep up, be like the Joneses. Technology, but it's constantly moving. And that's why you see people fall off left and right. That's like pornography. Before it was magazines, dirty little magazines back in the day. Back in the day, when what was his name? He was big. Playboy. Hugh Hefner made his millions off a magazine. And then it became progression. It elevated to movies. But the thing is, with these children, with these people that watch pornography on these devices, they're getting subliminal messages, subliminal demons. You see, watching these pornography shows or films, because you're being programmed by entities that you cannot see. So you wonder, how is this child trafficking, this child pedophilia is so dominant, so prominent, because these people may not have started out wanting to have sex with children, wanting to be with children, but watching pornography in this day and time through these devices, any of these technological devices that you have, your laptops, your Macs, your whatever, they're layering, they're adding entities. I know y'all think it's a game. Entities. You think you're straight. You think that you would never in life want to be with a man or a woman of the same sex. That's not your cup of tea. But you're watching this pornography. And they're inundating it with what is it called? Lasciviousness. Lasciviousness. You have pornography, you have sex deviances, but lasciviousness. Lasciviousness, it takes a hold. See, that's that demon that takes you down that gutter, the gutter. Lasciviousness. They layer it, project it to you. So now, no longer are you satisfied with watching regular woman and heterosexual pornography. You're going into the depths of, oh, well, I saw this, it was a different title, so I'm going to click on that. I heard this from Pastor Darby many years ago, and I'm gonna find that clip as well tonight when I bring when I introduce you guys to Allie Army, because he broke it down like I'm breaking it down to you. So I don't want you to think I'm prophetic. He broke it down just like that. Lasciviousness creeps in. So you are no longer satisfied with regular sex. Now it's bondage. Now it's this. Now it's that. Now lasciviousness has taken hold, and now you are the pedophile. It doesn't have to always be, those stories that you hear, oh, that child may have been molested as a child, or this child was raped as a child, so that's why they're a rapist. Or no, it's not always about the circumstance or action of others upon someone that turned them that way. And just because actions of others of hurt and being stolen, because rape is murder, and that's in the Bible. Rape is murder. But I don't want to go there, but I'm going to have to say this real quick, because I have heard so many platforms of people who have come out the darkness and tell women to get over it. Get over being murdered. Get over your soul being murdered. But they'll have a problem when you want them to stand as men and they say, well, my mama hurt me. Come on now. Oh, don't do it to her. My mama didn't raise me right. I'm hurt. My mama kicked my daddy out the house. But they'll tell a female that was raped, get over it, when the Bible tells you rape is murder. But I digress. So that doorway that you open through pornography will lead you straight, smooth down to pedophilia. I'm not telling you this. These are the devils. These are the levels of devils that you will encounter on your journey through your sinfulness. Sin comes with a cost. So that's why, people always say, well, what is sin? What is sin? The Bible says that sin is breaking of the commandments. So you have to go in and read what the commandments are. But refrain yourself from certain things that you do to bring on these demons into your world, because these demons have buddies, and they yeah, they starting to mess with their lives. So I'm going to come back later tonight, introduce you to via the social media platforms, Allie Army. I mean, you can look her up and listen to the terrifying and tragic tales of sex trafficking, child sex trafficking, pedophilia. Once this becomes, and the thing is, and my hopes and my prayers, because the thing is, a lot of men, if we get these warriors to understand how the depths of the sickness, that lasciviousness can control your mind, and if we can get them to be defiant and say, no, not today, and not today, not any day, we can start to command what we want and how we want our lives to be, right? Not how they want us to live and in the darkness. But see, that's how I'm going to end this. You see, if we don't have our warriors stand up and be strong, our warriors, our kings, our princesses learn that they are the leaders that are going to pave the pathway. Well, lasciviousness is going to take hold. And you see, we are in Babylon, but Babylon has a spiritual coating on it as well, called Sodom and Gomorrah. And you must remember the story of Sodom and Gomorrah. For when those angels came to save Lot out of Sodom and Gomorrah, the lasciviousness the depraved mind of all of the men, from men to boys to children. Their minds have been depraved. Lasciviousness, the demon of lasciviousness, had taken hold of all of the people in the land, from child to adult. They no longer wanted the women. They no longer wanted the natural use of the woman. They wanted the men. Any man who showed any glimpse of the light that entered into the city of Sodom and Gomorrah were raped. Oh, no, they didn't take them and hide them and take them underground. No, these men were raped on the streets of Sodom and Gomorrah. So once you rape a man, we should know from the tales, from the stories, from the Willie Lynch letters, what raping and buck breaking does to men, let alone what rape does to a woman, the murder of the soul. The Bible tells us. So if you sit back and think that it's cool to watch porn because you just getting your rocks off, and not thinking of the depths of how the road that it will lead you, and the road that you are paving for the spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah to take hold. And well, you won't have to worry about women and children being raped if you're not worried about them now, because it won't no longer be the lust of women and children. It will be the lust of men raping men in the middle of the streets, like dogs and animals, like Sodom and Gomorrah. We'll finish this conversation later tonight. I'm out, and much, much love.